Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first table talk at the Cardiff International Film Festival. I am Sam Cook, and I will be your host for this evening, and I will be chatting to all the members of the Welsh short film category. So, guys, it's been a really interesting year for film. I'm going to start off with Lawrence and Martha, your filmmakers of the film Switch, which is up for an award. So, guys, how have you been during this pandemic?
We've been writing a lot, not filming.
Yeah.
We've kind of just been writing on the weekends, and that's been our focus, really.
Yeah, and I'd imagine you'd have to adapt to that because, you know, you're all filmmakers, and I'm guessing everyone in your house knows that you're filmmakers, and, you know, you haven't had to tell anyone to be quiet because you're filming over Zoom or anything like that. You are just kind of in that your own little creative bubble. So is it that been quite nice? So quite relaxing to be in your creative bubble and, you know, it's essentially have that freedom yourself.
Yeah, I think it's been brilliant. It's been nice to have the time and space to do stuff, really.
Yeah,
we did notice that when the restrictions were lifted a little bit, our discipline slipped. We had quite a good routine, and we were being quite productive, really, and getting quite far with some new writing. And then, as soon as the restrictions were lifted a little bit in summer, we were probably going to the pub more. And
so was
there
I.
were distractions. And so now this little fire break, we've got straight back into it, and we've had a very productive week, really.
Yeah. It's almost giving everyone a little bit of a kick up the arse, I think, the fire break, because it's like you feel like you should be working despite the fact that everything else is closed. Lewis, you know, you've written a lot of stuff at home as well, most famously Lifeline, which is a short film produced in lockdown. Similar to Lawrence and Martha, did you feel that you had creative freedom from working from home?
I think I felt like I probably needed a project. Otherwise, I was probably likely to start climbing the walls. I don't know if freedom is the right word. There are a lot of interruptions working from home, different interruptions than when you're working in an office setting. So, it was nice to have a project that was short, but so all-consuming. And we got to kind of release it during lockdown as well, which was nice to kind of go from start to finish and actually see people's reaction while they were locked down themselves.
And the reaction to Lifeline was incredible. I don't know if anyone else on this call has seen Lifeline, but it features two people who are both quarantining in lockdown. I think there was something quite relatable about that, isn't there? Because simply, you know, that's how we're all living right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the idea was to make something relatable to people right now going through this. You know, we did have people contacting us after watching the film saying they felt that they had gone through very similar things to our two main characters. Some people contacted us and saying they had to literally leave their homes because they were no longer safe, for example, and that was quite traumatic to hear. And our characters go through a similar arc in the film. So, I mean, fingers crossed it helped some of those people. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely. And Kieran, you know, the Cardiff International Film Festival celebrates creativity across Cardiff and internationally. You created this amazing short film, Vortiger. I think it's starring John Hutch. I do.
Yeah. Very popular man around student
exactly.
films.
Yeah. And very popular in the South Wales Film Network area.
Oh, yeah.
So when you had the news that you were going to be featured in the Cardiff International Film Festival, how did you react?
Well, I wasn't really expecting it, to be honest. Like, I was like, oh, that's pretty nice. I'll take it. Some good news in 2020. I was like, hell yeah. But yeah, it was our student film that we made in our third year, me and Jeff.
Yeah.
So it was a passion of love, really. It was just me and him who made it as like a two-man team. So seeing the hard work pay off was like a weirdly like seeing your kid going off to college type of thing going on.
Yeah. Did you feel the same, Jeff? Did you feel as passionately about the project and the fact that it has, it's escalated from being just this little student film to now being featured at a festival like the Cardiff International Film Festival?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I wasn't expecting it in the slightest, but when we first got involved in it, it started as it was meant to be a whole lot more people involved in it, and then as people got dragged onto other things, and it ended up just being me and Kieran. It was almost like a kick up the arse to even bury yourself into it even more, because you're like, right, it is just two of us now. We need to put absolutely everything into this. So it was like by the end of it, we're absolutely exhausted. I'm sure Kieran was the same. We just wanted to sleep for 3 days straight by the end of it. So to see it like be in the Cardiff International Festival is amazing.
Yes, and I'd imagine it was the same for you, John. Your film, Not for Money. The title, ingenious, because there's probably a lot of people on this call who have done a lot of work that wasn't for money, simply because you do have to kind of get your foot in the industry and do lots of free work to actually be in the world of film in everywhere, in the film industry everywhere. So for you, John, tell us all about Not for Money. What is that all about?
So it's a documentary film which follows the life of, it interviews 5 women in Newport who are within the sex industry, in the sex trade. So we follow first Paula, who is an outreach worker who works for helping vulnerable women, in particular sex workers, and she encourages them to work in to move into safer environments, so away from drug abuse, violence, pimps and things like that, into female-run brothels. And that's where we meet Jo and the sex workers who work within her brothel. And the interviews are kind of more windows into the way they see the world. So it's less about, what the sex industry is like, and more so about how it impacts them. We talk about things like loneliness, vulnerability, fear of lying, and trust, and things like this, which are all very, very human stories, I think. And so that's the context of the story, and it all takes place within Newport in South Wales.
Yeah. And something like that has such important themes. Was it important for you to explore these themes and ultimately get them out to a wider network through the Cardiff International Film Festival?
Yeah, I think the theme itself is probably quite a well explored one. I don't think we're short of films on the subject matter.
Yeah.
What we wanted to achieve was something that was uniquely Newport, something that was access that I don't think many people do have. We got such access through the trust and relationship that Paula had with these women. And I think Cardiff International Film Festival, absolutely, that sounds like home. And it's such a shame that it's not physical. And I'm still sulking, by the way, that it's not a physical festival. I know that I've had, how many months now to prepare for the fact that we're locked down, we're locked in. But it would have been so great to have Paula attend. And, it's a really proud thing to have a Welsh festival, particularly Cardiff International Film Festival, represent the film. It's coming home, so to speak,
Brilliant. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. When the festival was announced to be done all digitally, whenever the festival comes up, I always sort of prepare the suit I'm going to wear, and I get really excited about wearing a suit. Does anyone else feel the same? Because, it's very rare that we get these opportunities in life to feel like superstars. So when the Cardiff International Film Festival comes round and you got the red carpet, I almost feel like going, oh, no autographs, everyone. No autographs. Thank you. Thank you. No, sorry. I can't have the time. We've been joined by somebody who I'm guessing is involved in one of the films. Is it Exteen? Is that how you pronounce your name? Christine. Oh,
yeah.
See,
I just
nightmare.
jazz up the spelling.
Christine, tell me more about your involvement in the film that you are promoting this year.
So I worked with John, who just
Amazing.
spoke on Not for Money, Not for Love, Not for Nothing.
Yeah.
And the journey with that film has just been, it's been a tremendous one, really. I definitely second John in that it's an honor to have it screened at a Welsh festival specifically because it was created here, and the stories are largely about here. It was a great journey. For me, the involvement with the film was just the humanizing of the women who are involved in it, because it's a world that, you know, not many people really get an insight into. So to be involved in just hearing the stories, the real stories of these women, was a tremendous journey, and we're grateful to be here.
Would you say that you wanted to get involved with this film because it made a difference? Because a lot of people get involved with films, and I imagine there's a lot of you here who want to make films that make a difference within society and explore these important themes. So for you, Christine, was that the reason you were involved in the film?
So the first reason I was involved in it is because, again, it was a world I didn't know anything about. So for me, I'm always intrigued just by that curiosity. I didn't know what was going to greet us within that world. I didn't have a specific kind of activist agenda with that subject at all. It was just an area that I really wanted to explore, and we got an insight into it, and I was really happy to explore it and share it also.
Well, we're going to move now from Newport to Glamorgan for the Glamorgan Strangler. So, you know, the title of the film is intriguing enough. What's it all about?
It's about a murderer, a serial killer who loses his mojo. He needs help. You know, he needs to find his mojo, and the way he does that is he creates a killer brand film. So as a video production company, we thought it would be good just to produce something quite quirky, something quite fun on a shoestring budget, getting loads of younger talent involved to kind of release something as a bit of content on Halloween. So yeah, it's a super fun one. I hope you can all get to watch it on Halloween.
Quite on the Halloween theme. I think you're being photobombed by Bugs Bunny over there. I don't know if you can see in the background. There you go. You missed it. Maybe I'm imagining it. Can anyone else see it as well, or is it just a figment of my imagination? Well, now I'm going to switch over to Lawrence and Martha. See what I did there. Tell me, what is Switch all about?
Switch is kind of about assault and consent, but it kind of, we try to turn that area on its head a little bit by imagining a world where a man has to deal with things that women deal with every day.
Again, very important themes explored in the film. That, you know, it seems to be a common theme recurring here, that all these films that you guys are making, not only are they entertaining and watchable, and you know, you've got films from one end of the spectrum, you know, that down at with Vortiger compared to Switch, which completely it educates you, I think. So is it important to create a film that educates you?
Yeah, so the motivation behind making the film was we organised our own kind of mini film festival in order to raise money for Rape Crisis England and Wales.
Amazing.
So we kind of showed a series of films on the same topic, and then kind of ended with a film that we'd spent nearly a year kind of making. And that was to raise awareness.
I think it was considerably less than a year, which was quite brave. Martha approached me and asked me, as a sometime filmmaker, whether we could make a film about this topic, having had personal experience herself in university. And in actual fact, the film I made previously took me about 4 years to make, and we got this together from that first conversation in less than 6 months, I think. So for me, that was quite good going.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's great that kind of a project raises awareness like that, and good going with the charity work there. Just finally, now we're going to end on something a little bit fun. I'm going to go round the group, and I want you to sum up in under 10 words why we should watch your film. So firstly, I'm going to come to Kieran to talk about the amazing Vortiger. So Kieran, why should we watch Vortiger?
I wish I wasn't first. You should watch Vortiger because it's a very entertaining. I'm going to start again. A sec. Okay, 10 words, yeah. Under
10. See if you can do it. I'm counting very entertaining as 2. You got 8
okay,
left.
We'll stick with very entertaining.
Yeah.
It was student run, so give us support. And the actors and everyone involved were great, so they deserve some recognition. So
amazing. Do you agree, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I could hit 10 even if I tried, but we just wanted to make something fun and cheesy and just sort of exploring the kind of films that we love to watch ourselves. So
yeah, and
we tried putting our heart into it.
And John and Christine, what about Not for Money? Why should somebody watch Not for Money? We'll come to you, John, first.
I think Christine said it last time as well about the offering a window onto a world unknown. I think that's what I would say. Get some insight into a window on a world unknown.
Christine, he stole your answer.
Yeah,
he
basically.
Yeah, that's a great answer. It gives an insight into real stories.
Yeah,
that's why you should watch it.
Lewis, you've got two films up. You've got not only Lifeline, but The Graduation as well. And It's My Shout film. It's My Shout, obviously, a scheme here in Cardiff, one which I actually present for as well. So, another job on. But yeah, Lewis, why should somebody watch Lifeline?
You should watch Lifeline because it's about something we're living through right now.
Yes.
And it's about the relationships we rely on while we go through things like this.
Mm-hmm. And we move over to our final member of Fine Rolling Media, Christian Glamorgan Strangler. Apart from being one of the best titled films out there, why should we watch Glamorgan Strangler?
It does make me laugh every time you say it. The name.
Yeah, I know.
It proves you can create something something big on a small shoestring budget.
Amazing. I wish you guys all the best in the Cardiff International Film Festival. I'm sorry again that we've had to do this over Zoom and not in person, but I'm not going to take coronavirus purely on my shoulders. Thank you very much for joining me and have a lovely evening.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.